Hello, everybody. How's y'all doing? How are you doing? How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? I'm King Joe. Hey, welcome everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone here. We are live, and live again. And it is a blessing to be live and be here again. And it's been a great day. We've had an opportunity to sit here and have a lot to happen today. And I want to come and talk to each one of you. I want to come and kind of divulge some things that's going on and talk about some of the things that's been happening uh, here recently. And we're going to definitely have a good time trying to make sure that everybody's good, everybody's good. And just talk about some things that we've been on and we've been talking about. And we've been getting that, you know what I'm saying? So it's been cool. I hope everybody had a great day. Hope everybody's blessed. I am King Jordan for those who are listening on Twitter, those who are listening on YouTube, and those who are listening on Facebook Live. We'll be streaming live to LinkedIn real soon. We'll be streaming live to Amazon Live really soon. But yo, we're here, and I was going to take my time to get back to what I was going to talk about today. Right, I was going to take my time to get back to it. I wasn't in a huge hurry to get there. But I knew that today was a phenomenal day for sports. Today was a phenomenal day for just some of the topics that we've been talking about. If you're not a Facebook friend of mine, make sure y'all go on Facebook, friend me, add me on Facebook. It's King David Jordan. Facebook. .com / King David Jordan, Facebook.com / King David Jordan. And we're still working on this. We're still going to get the graphics and everything up, going up the way it should be, hooking everything up the way it should. We're still working on it to get everything down. So I'm giving everybody a chance to come in, so people get a chance to jump in on Twitter, so people get a chance to jump in and view what we got going on here right now. Get a couple people a chance to get in on all three platforms. All right, now let's go ahead and get to it. Let's start something. Now, as y'all know, I have been very vocal about images, how we carry ourselves. Now, y'all know my show that I do a lot of time talks about black opulence or black excellence versus hood rich, right? And people start making jokes about the black excellence, black opulence versus hood rich, because I know it irritates them when they hear a brother talk about what's black excellence and what's hood rich, what's hood, what's black excellence, what's black opulence, what's opulence, and what's hood, right? When it comes to our society. And I'm learning something. And I'm learning something. I'm learning something. I'm learning something. And this is what I'm learning. We as a people don't like for other people to tell us to get right. Hey, we as a people don't like for other people to tell us what we're out of pocket and doing wrong. Right? We don't like for people to be like, hey, you're out of pocket. You're wrong. This is the way you should do things. We don't like that. We feel like we're grown. We should be able to do everything. Everything should be. We should be able to do whatever we want to do. If we live in America, we live in America. We should be able to be free. We should be able to do anything we want to do. We should be able to carry ourselves. We should be able to act the way we want to act and not have any discrimination. We should be able to act the way we act and not have anybody any bigotry. We should be able to act the way we act and not be judged for it. We should be able to act and do what we want to do without having repercussions and consequences and those things. Right? And it's just an unrealistic expectation of life, right? Especially as a person of color. Now, I don't just want to give it to a person of color, but that's just anybody, but especially as a person of color. I feel as if we act naive sometimes to think that everything has to be this way or everything should be this way, when in actuality, because we are people of color, man, it's going to be some things that we might have to do a little bit differently. And when you say that, or when we have expectations, or when we start talking about a more excellent way, it seems like we as a people, especially those who whatever, that's marginalized in their thought process, those who are marginalized, and there's a lot of people who are marginalized in their thought process, especially a lot of people who are marginalized in their thought process, they have an issue when you sit there and say, it's a better way to do that. They have an issue with it, say, okay, this is the way that it's doing. We're looking at the trends and different stuff like this, right? And for King Jordan, for me, what I do have, I thank God for this. I have an uncanny ability to overanalyze everything. I have an uncanny ability to overanalyze everything and look at stuff from crazy perspectives. I don't have I don't have a zero focus. I'm able to look all over and see things from all different perspectives, right? And I try to take emotions and different things like that out of it. Now, when we're dealing with how people act, how people carry themselves, how people describe themselves, how people do different things, when we're dealing with people's images and how they see themselves, of course, it's easy to get emotional wrapped up and tied up in emotions. It's easy to do that. But what happens is, if we really take a step back and we process everything, we can understand and see some things that are happening, not just in the forefront, but we can see things that happened in the past, and we kind of start telling a little bit of what's going on in the future. A little bit of what's going on in the future. Uh, so, in an instance like when we were talking about Lamar Jackson and his images and his image, when we talk about Angel Reece and her image, when we talk about Jalen Hurts, when we're talking about Micheal Todd and the things that we see and things of that nature, it's easy to jump out and have a perspective until you stand back and you start looking at things in a holistic type of way. When you start seeing things holistically, then you start understanding, okay, this is the system I'm in. Not only this is the system, this is the game that people are playing. This is the game that people are playing, right? And once you start recognizing the game, it's like you start saying, okay, maybe I need to start playing the game. Maybe I do. And people normally, the people who are ultra successful, they are able to adapt their behavior towards the game to be successful. They're able to adapt and be chameleons in whatever system to make sure that they are successful in their system. But the ones who are happy normally, the ones who are content, the ones who are marginalized mentally, physically, and financially, normally are content where they are in their thought process. So when they don't look at things in a holistic view, they don't understand and they miss a lot. They miss a lot. Or they're easy to manipulate. What do you mean, King? I put a post up and I said, hey, Lamar Jackson used to wear. I haven't seen Lamar Jackson in a lot of suits. I hadn't seen him in a suit. I hadn't seen a picture with Lamar Jackson in the suit. Right? And I talked about Lamar Jackson's image, and I said the reason, a part of the reason why he hasn't gotten his contract is based upon his image, how he is perceived, right? And I brought up a lot of things about how he is perceived, and I had a lot of people push back on it. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you just don't like black people. Oh, you just don't like Lamar Jackson. What do you? And I said these are the things that I said. I said it's unfair that you have an MVP, the quality and the with the ability on Lamar Jackson that will not get. They're going to make it awfully hard for him to get the money that he deserves. They're going to make it awfully hard for him to get the money that he deserves. When you also have a person like Deshaun Watson, who has 23, who had 23 allegations against him for sexual misconduct, get the contract that he had and get one guaranteed $236 million. It has a lot to do with image. Lamar Jackson is a lot more accomplished than Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun. Deshaun Watson. I said Deshaun Jackson. He's a lot more accomplished than Deshaun Watson. He's a lot more. He's an MVP. He's gone further than Deshaun Watson. His numbers are better than Deshaun Watson's. But yet, Deshaun Watson got 236 guaranteed, even with his baggage off of the playing field. And I said that had a lot to do with image. I brought up the fact that the Nike brand player in football is Dak Prescott. That has a lot to do with image. And then I said, watch. I said, Philly's playing around with Jalen Hurts, but they're going to give Jalen Hurts his contract because He exudes the image of a person that I would want to lead my franchise, to be the face of my franchise. And I went down and described. Now, for some kind of way on my post, and I should start reading. I really should go. I could share the screen, but I ain't gonna do y'all like that. I had a friend. He wanted to name all the accomplishments of Lamar Jackson and what he did, and what Deshaun, what Jalen Hurts did. And he wanted to name an accomplishment, and I said I started prefaced my life by saying, "Hey, this is what Jalen Hurts did. This is what Lamar Jackson did. Lamar Jackson is one of the most electrifying players of our time, but he doesn't have a number of great brands. He's not a Nike. He's not Nike branded. He's not Gatorade. He's not Coke. He's not any number of large brands are not sponsoring Lamar Jackson. He has one like a heavy has someone like the Cowboys quarterback, Dak Prescott, who's not as accomplished, but guess what? He has Campbell's soup. He has Nike brands. He had all these. So what's the sleep known? What's the sleep known? Sleep known when you sleep well, the bed brand. He has all these television ads that's running. Why? Because he's marketable. I bought on Allen Iverson and all his accolades and the greatness that he exuded. And I talked about how the league was losing money under his regime as him as the face of the NBA. People losing interest. And I said, and I made a comment. I said, listen, when it comes to marketing and being a brand ambassador for $1 billion company, your image matters because they're going to pay you an exorbitant amount of money, not only just to play on the field. Because one brother keeps saying, well, they wear helmets. Who gives a flip? You're not just the quarter. If you're the quarterback of an NFL team, was it 32 of them, or one of the 32 NFL teams? If you're the quarterback of a 132 NFL teams in the world, you are the brand ambassador for that team. You are the brand ambassador for that team. If it was just about balling, Lamar Jackson will probably have $236 million guaranteed. But it's about more. It was just about his statistics. He's worth the money. But when it comes to this business, it's about more. Your image matters. How you carry yourselves matter. Listen, you can go out there and do a lot of dirt. But if you look clean and you carry yourself a lot of way, a lot of people will overlook it because you look good. A lot of people will overlook it because you're clean cut. A lot of people won't even believe it because like, nah, he don't look like he'll do that. But once again, we have this thing of rebellion when someone says, hey, this is something you can do to be better, and it's something that you be like, oh, I should have to do it. I don't want to do it. Blah 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 blah. You can tell the kid. I can tell the kids on my Facebook page they used to talk back to their parents all the time. I can tell they used to pot all the time. Hey, go clean the room. I don't want to go clean up my room. Hey, do your homework. I don't want to do my homework. You know what I'm saying? You can tell the ones that buck against uh, 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 any type of 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 correction, any type of things to put you in a position to win. They buck against it, and then they turn around and want to blame the system. They want to blame the system. Your mom and dad told you stay out the streets. Your loved one said, "Hey man, stay out the streets." But then when you get arrested and they put the football numbers on you, all of a sudden it's the system. It's not the decisions that you made. It's the system. And I asked the question. I asked our students. We had this conversation. I asked our students. I said, listen. I said, hey, if you had a chance, if you had a chance, I said, well, 5 years. If I was gonna pay you $200 million to wear a suit, clean up your image, not be in the street, not to be in the hood, you know, wear suits when you go out, represent my brand logically, and I'm gonna give you $50 million a year. You might have to cut your hair off, keep a clean cut. That's the image. Keep a clean shave. Make sure you dress nice when you walk out. When you walk out all the time, I want to see you in pants sagging. I want to see with the buckwheat braids. I want you to look like you're my $50 million a year man or woman. And I want to see the big eyebrows. I want to see the weave with the baby hair. I don't want to see the Wolverine fingernails. I want you to be modest in your dress. I'm gonna pay you $50 million a year. I don't want to do it. I shouldn't have to do that because I'm a black boy, and that's against my right to do it. So you just not gonna make that $200 million. But you same Negroes, you same people of color will go out on the block and sell drugs, risk your freedom. You same jokers. Go out there and shoot somebody or rob somebody to get some extra few dollars. You same niggas will run a Ponzi scheme and get arrested. You same jokers will get out there and lie, steal, cheat, and kill. And all I said was, hey man, clean up your image a little bit. All I said was, hey, throw this suit on. All I said was, hey, I want you to represent this brand. I'm going to pay you $50 million a year. A year. That's all I ask you to do. Carry yourself with a little bit of the decorum and class. I pay you $50 million a year. And you guys are saying, I don't want to do it for that amount of money. I shouldn't have to do it for that amount of money. I don't want the job. And guess what? It's fine that you don't want the job. That's totally okay. It's totally okay that you don't want to do it. Then don't take the check. And don't blame the system. And don't blame racism. Don't blame nothing. Just man up and say, I didn't want to cut my hair. Just man up and say, I didn't want to carry myself in a manner that was conducive to being the face of a brand. Don't make excuses. Don't put it on, this or that. Because guess what? Let me show you something. They asked the same thing of the white athletes. I've never heard a white athlete sit there and say, you know what? I don't want to wear this suit. I don't want to dress and be the face. I don't want to do that. But when it comes to accountability, everybody else's decision. Is it fair? Probably not. No, it's not. Is it probably the most righteous thing? No, it's not. But you play for their league. We start our league, guess what? Everybody have issue with it. It's ghetto, it's hood, it's this, it's that, it's not good. I'm not supporting it. I'm not doing this. We start our league, nobody wants to support it. We start our own networks, we start our own things. Nobody supports it. This isn't to beat up on us. This is to get us to think and open our minds and say, okay, what's really good? Will we play the game or will we blame the system? Let's see some of the comments. Let's read some of the comments. I got a lot of comments now here. Maybe you know the people who conform is more easily manipulated than not. This is what Joski said. Joski said, partially agree. Lamar messed up the industry money. It's the system, and that play for the Cowboys, and you have to rule him out. Okay, you called it a few weeks ago. I ain't gonna lie. Of course I did, Daryl. Of course I did. Jay, we talked about Jay last time. We talked about it there. We talked about that ski. We talked about Jay. We said what did we say? 56 called Jay out or his thing. 56 said, hey man, he said Jay gets away with the hair because Jay is walking around looking like a gay painter. So he has to support the LGBTQ art. We called it out. 56 called it out. He called it out. He said, hey, it was just like a gay painter. 56 called it out. LGBTQ, all right. Dude, I forgot the other labels. I mean, I got the LGBTQ right? I say IA or something like that, IRA. But the LGBTQ, all right, has become one of the most powerful groups in America. Anybody that tells you anything else is whack. The LGBTQIA image has went from one of social obscurity to now being socially and media one of the majority. You can't watch a show. I talked about the imagery on Power. I said Power book Ghost is turned into gay power because you can't watch that show. One of the best shows on black television, one of the best crime shows, one of the best shows on TV. We can't watch it. Every episode there's a gay. I think every episode this season there's been a gay interaction. Every episode. And I'm talking about the most explicit gay sex scenes that I see. Now they say, well, when you wasn't complaining about Power One when they had the sex scenes with the man and the woman, well, that's natural occurrences. That's where it's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's supposed to go. So 56 called that out about Jay-Z. We already know about Puffy. Allegedly. Make sure I say allegedly. I'm starting to get some popularity around here, so I got to make sure I stay in the rules. Allegedly, you know what I'm saying? We heard about some of the alleged escapades of Puffy and the LGBTQ. We've heard about Oprah and Gail. The rumors about that. They become one of the most powerful entities in the country. Now I got a prophecy for that. I ain't gonna do it on this video, but I got a prophecy for that, and it ain't good. It ain't good. But imaging means a lot. It means a lot. And I told you guys. I said Jalen Hurts is going to get his contract before Lamar Jackson. I said because Jalen Hurts looks, carries himself, and does things the right way, in which the system and the infrastructure has no problem saying, "Hey, we feel safe making him the highest paid NFL player in NFL history, $51 million a year." And I called it. I told y'all it was gonna happen. Somebody said if Jalen, what Jalen had gotten is, I'm put the comments up. All right, so let's put the comments. Let's see if I can put the comments up here on the screen. I should be able to. There we go. All right, so we're gonna try to edit comments on the screen. Let's see. See if the overlays. I'm not seeing the overlay here. I'm not sure if the overlay is coming up. Let's see. Do y'all see the comment? I'm trying to edit comments to the overlays right now. Let's see. I'm trying to get out of that. All right, we'll go back to live mode. We'll do it that way. But, and then, I'm sorry, y'all. I was trying to get my comments going. Trying to see what my comments are overlaying. All right, we'll figure that out. I see it here, but I'm not seeing it on the screen. On my screen. I don't know. Maybe you guys are seeing it on the other screen, but I'm not seeing the comments on my screen. I'm trying to get your comments up, guys. I'm trying to get your comments up so I can see them on my screen. I'm not seeing them on there right now, but we'll figure that out. No time. Like I said, we're trying to get everything working correctly. You know what I'm saying? Before we really start popping off with the intros and then the graphic design, I just want to pop on and talk about this because this is great. Joski said, would Jalen have gotten it if he didn't ball out in the Super Bowl? I think Jalen was going to get a contract either way. Either way, because he took his team to the Super Bowl. He was a runner-up in MVP. He balled out. All right. And that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about quarterbacks. I think we have to stop that because we're not talking about quarterbacks that didn't ball out, that don't deserve the contracts. We're talking about the guys that actually deserve it. we, we're not sitting up here. We're not sitting up here talking about Ritter for the Falcons. we know he doesn't deserve a $51 million contract. You know what I'm saying? We're not sitting up here talking about one of these obscure quarterbacks that hasn't done anything in the league. We're talking about guys who've been balling. Come on, stop that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about cats who deserve the contract. Who deserves the $51 million, who deserves to be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. We're talking about those people. And it's easier to use those guys because we all are familiar with them. We've all familiar seeing them play on TV. We are familiar with them. We know what they're about. We hear the talk shows and the different media personalities talk about these guys being the tops in their profession. So it's easier to use them as an example to say, okay, if the top in the profession has to carry itself that way, it's going to trickle down. Y'all heard of trickle down economics? It's going to trickle down to us. We have to carry ourselves a certain way. These guys are for job interviews. We're talking about job interviews. We're talking about job interviews. I call, y'all can say this. I called this. I told y'all what was going to happen. You know why I knew? Because this is a system. Is Lamar just going to get paid? Yes. Eventually, yes. And I told you, I said in the first video, he's going to get paid. They're going to make that brother jump through hoops. And he's probably going to be marginalized in what he makes. He deserves to be a top paid quarterback. He's under 30, 26. He's already an MVP, and he's gotten better every year. With limited weapons. He's one of the top 5 to 10 quarterbacks in the league. He deserves to make the money. But let's be honest. Let's talk about with Jalen. If Jalen walked around, if Jalen wasn't well spoken, if Jalen didn't do the right thing, if Jalen was walking around and he got braids and he got the hair falling out, y'all know the new thing for the kids not to have the hair all up in their face right here. They covering up their face so you can't see the eyes. You can't see. See, I had to tell one of the students, I said, "Hey man, look me in my eyes." And he had to pull his hair back to look me in the eyes, right? And I'm for hair. And y'all take the hair thing too because I use that because I know that grip for y'all every time. But I said that, say, "Hey man, the brothers need to cut their hair, right? And they get a haircut." Haircut. I'm not cutting my hair to get $200 million. Forget having generational wealth for the rest of my family and the rest of my people. It's all about my hair. Kid, when you cut your hair, go back to a fade for $200 million for 5 years. You're exactly right. I would, no problem, sir. Oh, that's a. What did the brother say that for me? Oh, he works at the plantation. Who's that, Eddie? Oh, he's the plantation. I'd rather be out here with the rest of the field Negroes. I don't want my family to have that $200 million. Cut my hair. Hell no, we won't grow. I mean, that's how we sound, though. Oh, act with common sense? No way. Hood till I die. Keep it real. keep, keep it real and keep it broke. This is what we say. I'm sorry, y'all, but that's how we talk. That's our mentality, right? That's our mentality. That's our mentality. You know what I'm saying? Cut your hair. Hell no, we won't grow. No, hell no, it will grow. 200 million? No, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna walk around with these Dookie braids. Put on the suit? No, I will not. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that we do, man. That's our mentality. That's how we sound. That's how we look to these people. 200 mil. Let's see. Well, 200 mil. Well, faded and is how I feel about the hair. And I do know that. That's what I'm saying. I'm making jokes, Joski, because it's funny to me. Because like, yo, they say we give 2 million man chop up your head, 200 million chop up your head. I'm saying, Joe, go bald. You know what I'm saying? I know it took you like 20 years to get that. But yo, think about the 100 years after you. And it's gonna fall out anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Eventually you're gonna be walking around here like Jerry. Y'all remember Jerry Rice had the braids? And they was like, man, Jerry Rice let it go. You can still walk around. Y'all see Stevie Wonder though? Stevie Wonder used to have the braids, he used to be all sharp. Now he just got that one little patch right there and he hold it on the patch. He's like, Stevie, let it go, buddy. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. I get it. It's a spiritual thing, it's an important thing, it's that I get it. But it's gonna go anyway. It's probably gonna go anyway. It's just like the trend. The trend. The reason the ladies get mad with the big eyebrows and the long fingernails with the baby hair because it's a trend. The reason I have an issue with it, it's a trend, and normally the people that have that act a certain way with the trend. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you see me like, yeah, you know. I said normally. I didn't say always. But normally if they got the big eyebrows, the hair with the baby hair, you know what I'm saying? They got the new Wolverine fingernails. It's a trend. It is a trend. It's trendy. This is what they see. This is not me being unapologetically me. This is me saying, oh, I saw somebody else with it, and I like the fact that I tell you something I cannot stand right now. It look cute on some women, but everybody it ain't for you. It's the big long weave, the little false lots that go all the way to the floor. And when she walking, it's like the hair is leading her. So she's walking, the hair is like, oh, the hair is leading her. It's the trend. It's those things that really like. I be looking at it like, okay, that's hilarious. It's the trend. That's not unapologetically you. You saw somebody else did it. You like what you saw, and you was like, yo, I want to try it. Or you see a lot of people doing it, and you're like, oh, that's cool. I think I should pull that off too. And that's fine. But don't be like that's a part of your culture. That's a trend. By next year, they're not gonna be doing that. They're gonna be looking at you crazy. If you come out with false lots to the floor next year, they're gonna look at you crazy. We said everybody got mad. When I said that, I said it'd be funny if the latest trend that everybody sits up there and have, it'd be funny if the next trend that everyone sits up their hair is to be natural. And I put the picture because they swear I be hating on black women and stuff like that. And I said, yo, you see Megan Thee Stallion, well, not the natural. Y'all know I am not a Megan Thee Stallion fan, 0%, right? So I mean, she cool, but she had the natural, and she had on working that workout outfit with the cut off and the biking shorts, and I said, yo, she looks like the sex symbol that we used to have when we grew up. That's beautiful. That's excellent. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with looking like that? You know what I'm saying? And some black women that responded, they said, King, they said it's harder to keep the natural. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to just throw some weave on. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to just, they can keep that done. It's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? They keep that done for 3, 4, a couple of months or whatever, a month or whatever. But some of y'all get your hair done every other week. Ladies, it's the trend. You see something and you like it and you try to follow it. We all do it. We all do it. But not all of us sit there and say that's us being unapologetically black. There's one kid, is what I ain't no, I ain't gonna talk about it. There's one lady, I thought she was throwing shots at me, right? Because you told me she's all apologetic black. So she had a picture of her, she had a picture of her daughter, she had a picture of her mama. All of them with the baby hair, with doing the little the stairs and the turn to the side and stuff like that. And I was like, yep, all sick about this. all sick, all sick. No husbands in sight. None. No husbands in sight. Multiple kids, no husband. Well, Kenya, not everybody, 70%. That's high enough for you. That's high enough for you. I never said that the fallacy of the thing, and I'm surprised Tony jumped on Joe Ski post and liked that. Tony, I proved to Tony I never said anything wrong about Angel Reese. I just said she's marginalized. I said by being unapologetically black, she marginalized her payability. She marginalized her money, right? I said I didn't say she wasn't marketable. I actually said I would sign her to De Jure. I would pay her a couple $100,000. That's what I said about injuries. Y'all don't believe me? Let me play it because y'all because people make up their own. A lot of times people make up their own narrative because they're looking for something to disagree with. Because, like I said before, they don't like for anyone to say, "Hey, man, you could do this a better way." You could do this a better way. They don't like for anyone to say, "Hey, you could possibly could do this a better way," right? So I'm gonna show y'all because people will sit there and say, "Oh, he said he didn't like Angel Reese. He said he didn't like Lamar Jackson," and I never said that. This is what I said. Hold on, let me pause it. Turn the volume up because I had to do this to defend myself because people will take something and people will believe other stuff other than the truth. This is what I said about Angel Reese. Y'all ready? All right. This is what I said about Angel Reese. Y'all ready? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Google. All right. Here we go. This is what I said about Angel Reese. Let's see if we can go there. Current application. Let's see. Let's go. Entire screen. Is it? Let's see. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we can play it. Here we go. Right here. Hold on. Which one's at the real whack tonight? I jumped on too quickly. That's why you shouldn't jump on too quickly. All right, here we go.
I hope she does get an NIL deal. I hope she does. But I don't, and I hope she does get and she may get a sponsorship, right? She may, but she won't get the money that she thinks she's gonna get. It's gonna be marginalized. Marginalized. It's how many times I gotta prove that over and over? I don't know. It may be a black company. Hopefully, it's a black company step up and say, hey, let's give her an NIL deal, right? Let's give her an NIL deal. Shoot, if I was De Jure, I probably would holler at her right now and say, hey, we'll give you an NIL deal. We'll probably give you a couple of, couple $100,000 for an NIL deal with a
Now,
De Jure logo. So we'll give you a couple $100,000 right now.
that's what I said.
I
Let
hope
me
she
play it one
does.
more time because you guys have said
I
this.
hope she does get an NIL deal. I hope she does. But I don't, and I hope she does get and she may get a sponsorship, right? She may, but she won't get the money that she thinks she's gonna get. It's gonna be marginalized. Marginalized. It's how many times they gotta prove that over and over? I don't know. It may be a black company. Hopefully, it's a black company step up and say, hey, let's give her an NIL deal, right? Let's give her an NIL deal. Shoot, if I was de jure, I probably would holler at her right now and say, hey, we'll give you an NIL deal. We'll probably give you a couple of, couple $100,000 for an NIL deal. What a de jure logo. So we'll give you a couple $100,000 right now.
Okay.
They can. I hope she does get an NIL deal.
All right. So where did I diss her? Where did I say she wasn't marketable? Where did I say that she wasn't marketable? See, when you actually listen to what I be saying, I make a lot of sense. I do the research. That show where I talked about Lamar and I talked about Angel Reece and I talked about wasn't to diss them. It was to say, hey, do you? You just gonna be marginalized. They're gonna make you jump through hoops that other people don't jump through. So everybody been sending me stuff like they've been emailing saying, "Oh man, she makes 1.3 million now. Oh, she's jumped up." Now before last week, Angel Reese was 30th in NIL deals. 30th. Now after all that, and she's hot like fire. She's not gonna be that hot that long. She's gonna come down. It's already starting to fizzle. All right, and she's hot like fire. She got up to 1.3. There, somebody said she's in the middle. She's at 1.3 million. See, I do research, y'all. I look at the numbers. Guess what she is at? 1.3. Well, $1.3 million. Guess how much Angel Reese is worth? I mean, guess what she's at on the chart? Guess what she's at? Well, she has the most of any athlete, female athlete, or male athlete on college basketball. She's 13th. 13th. You know who's number one? Bronny. She's not even the top female. She's the third. The top female is two gymnasts, one Asian and one white. Both of them are up to like what 3.5, maybe 5.5 and 3.5 mil. But she has the most NIL deals, and she's still 13th. They'll marginalize her. They're marginalizing her. The big companies aren't. She has a whole bunch of. She has to do a whole bunch of smaller companies. Well, I mean, she got like I think McDonald's is a nice size. She got McDonald's, but they just did Cardi B and Offset. She got I think she got Xfinity. That's pretty good. Something like that. But you know who Caitlyn? You know what Caitlyn got? I had to tell, and that's why I don't understand it. I don't understand Joe Ski when Tony jumped on there and tried to say, "Well, he needs to apologize sometime," because Tony got quiet when I told him, "Say, you know what Caitlyn got, right? You know how much Caitlyn is worth." I said, "NIL they only show 732, but her net worth is 5 billion. You know what I'm saying? Her net worth is 5 million. You know, and her two sponsors are long term sponsors. Her two sponsors are sponsors that Tiger Woods got. Hard, who is it? Hard to go. Her two sponsors, the Tiger Woods company. Caitlyn got Tiger Woods sponsors. Caitlyn got Buick and Nike. She got Buick and Nike. It's a different type sponsorship. It's a different type of sponsor. They get paid a different amount of money. That's what Angel got like 30. She got what about 15? She got like 15, 16, 17 NIL deals. But she's not. She's being marginalized. She's not getting the percentage of money that she was. She got to do 17 to get 1.3 million. Bronny is number one. Peyton Manning is not Peyton. Well, man, the Manning kid, he's number two. Not Peyton Manning, but the brother, the Manning brother. He's number two. Then it's the white woman. I forgot her name. The white lady, the gymnast. Then it's another basketball player. Then it's another brother. It's a couple more basketball players that we don't know. I never heard of them, but they got them in NIL deals. A couple NFL players. I ain't never heard of them. They got them in NIL deals. Soccer players. What I'm trying to tell you, be you. If you decide to be unapologetically black, it's gonna come with scrutiny. And if you take it too far to the left or the right, it may mess up your branding. My man Shannon always talking about protect the brand, right? Protect your brand. I don't understand how he fights against me when I talk about imagery. He said, if you're on that, come up and explain that. Because I want you to explain how you can fight against me when I talk about your image is very important. And they used to talk about protect the brand, protect the brand, protect the brand. It just make y'all. It's just a sense to this. It's just a sense to this. Of course, Bronny has an advantage. He comes from a two-parent home. I'm joking. I'm joking. That was a joke. That was a joke. It's true, but it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? That was funny to me. Now that was funny to King. That was funny to me. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Probably has an advantage. He comes from a two-parent home. Has a father and a mother. That's an absolute advantage. You know what I'm saying? He has an absolute advantage. It just so happens his father is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Some will argue the greatest basketball players of all time that plays for, without argument, the greatest basketball team of all time, the Los Angeles Lakers. But if Bronny was out here like he was a couple of years ago, acting like he was getting high and stuff like that, y'all heard what LeBron did. LeBron pulled him to the side and had a conversation and said, "Hey man, you gonna mess up the brand." LeBron pulled him to the side and said, you gonna mess up the brand. What's your goal? All right, this is what you got to do. Don't mess up the brand. And he listened. And he listened. Goes back to what I originally said. We don't like to listen. If somebody's coming to you and say, "Hey man, it's a better way." Y'all try to diss him. Y'all try to put him down. Y'all try to bully him. Y'all try to find fault whatever he's saying. Y'all try to do that. Uh, um, they'll try to do that. Uh, they'll try to do that. They'll try to find everything is wrong. Then to listen and say, "Okay, wait a minute, maybe he got a point." Jalen Hurts is the richest NFL player of all time. The last richest player of all time was Deshaun Watson. Those are brothers. So what did they do? How did they add to get the richest contract? How did they carry themselves? Y'all don't want to study and say, well, dang, if they got 200 million, 236, what did they do to get that? What? How did they carry themselves? We like to follow people to be like, hey man, if you want to get a loan and get $550,000 on a loan, and we'll show you how to get a $50,000 on a loan, and you do that, and we forget that we got to pay the $50,000 back. Let me run it back. I just cashed out $100,000, and you be like, oh, all I did was do this to get this loan in my business name. Somebody got to pay that back. Somebody got to pay that $100,000 back. If you will continue to have a business, eventually you're going to pay it back. But if you look good, who's that? Deion Sanders. I quoted today. I was going to get my suit fitted. Get my fitted for my suits. I bought a couple. I got a couple more at the end of the month I'm buying. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better start seeing your boy get up. I'm not gonna. Cause I watch what happens. Like when I start wearing my suits, they're gonna be saying, "Oh, he's trying to act like so and so. He's trying to look like so and so when he go live. He's trying to do this." No, I just understand. I'm starting to understand the importance of how your image is. You think I want to wear a button up right now? It's 11 o'clock at night. I would much rather be in a t-shirt. 51 million per year. That sounds pretty good to me. I can take that. 51 million per year. No trade clause. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get rid of me, you got to cut me outright. That's a beautiful contract. That's almost like a guaranteed contract. It's almost like they tried. The media don't want to say it's a guarantee, and like, oh, he got 179 guaranteed. He has a no trade clause. Meaning, if they don't want him, if it does not work out, they have to cut him outright. It has to be a cut. It has to be a cut. And he'll probably lift the contract. He'll probably still get some of his bonus, right? So when he get that first bonus check, hey man, 51 million a year. What did he do? Not 10 minutes. What did he do? 50. What he had to do? What he was on? You know what? He was on the block. He kept the block hot. That's how he got 51 million a year. I know what he did. He went out there and had that thing and went and robbed somebody. That's how he got $51 million. I know what he did. He went and schemed. He got 51 million. He went and robbed people. Got 51 million. He talked about saying, "Hey man, we gonna go out here and run. We gonna run and double back. Get 51 million." No, he didn't. What did he do? He worked hard. They told him he wasn't good enough. They told him that they the same. Listen to me, y'all. The same thing they said about Lamar Jackson is the same stigma that they put it on Jalen Hurts. Can't throw. Can't run a pro style offense. Can't get a team to a Super Bowl. He's a running back in the quarterback position. If you think I'm lying, go do the research. Look it up. The same stigmatism that they have on Lamar Jackson, it's the same thing that they had on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was Lamar Jackson went to one pick before going to the second round, and Jalen Hurts went in the second round, top pick in the second round, and they had the same stigmatism. Great athletes, but can't throw, can't read defenses, and uh, that type of uh, that type of quarterback won't get you to the Super Bowl. Won't do it. And the same thing like Lamar, I said the same thing about Jalen that I said about Lamar. I said, how was that so when Lamar Jackson played at Oklahoma in a pro style offense? I mean, when Jalen Hurts played at Oklahoma in a pro style offense and almost won the Heisman. Y'all remember? After Jalen's first year, after his second year, and they got beat in the playoffs, what did they say? Jalen Hurts can't beat you with his arm. He can only beat you with his legs. He can't read quote. They were and listen, before this year, they were talking about trading Jalen Hurts, drafting another quarterback. And the coach, this is the difference. The coach came and said, Jalen Hurts is everything that was Sirianni came up and said, Jalen Hurts is everything we want in a quarterback. I believe in him. He carries himself with dignity. He leads the team. He's not about this foolishness. Every time you see him, he's about business. He's exactly what we needed at quarterback. We believe in him. This was before the season. Yeah, it's easy for y'all to talk about it now after the season. After you took a team to the Super Bowl. But this is before they went and got him some wide receivers. We'll get him some help. He can get to where he needs to go. True story. What did Jalen do? He kept saying the right thing. He kept doing the right thing. He kept putting the work in. He kept carrying himself with dignity and honor. And once again, y'all, he comes from a two-parent home. But it is here nor there. But it's really important. You know what I'm saying? It comes from a two-parent home. Y'all keep fighting against that. But hey, the truth is though, Jalen Hurts comes from a two-parent home. You know what I'm saying? His dad was a football coach. And you know what I'm saying? He comes from a two-parent home. So you know, for him to listen, now he's the richest guy in the NFL per capita. Since y'all wanna say what Mahomes got $500 million, but Mahomes making what $40 million a year? About 50, 45, 51 million. You hear Jalen say, I listened to my father. He told me to be persistent. He told me to carry myself a certain way. He told me to do this. Don't get your head down. Keep your head up. People weren't talking about Jalen Hurts before they beat this season. Even though he took Philadelphia to the playoffs. They weren't talking about Jalen Hurts getting a new contract. They went to like mid-season. People start saying they're gonna have to pay that man. It's about mid-season. They was like, you know what? They're gonna have to pay that man. They're gonna have to pay him. Because what else do you want in a quarterback? So my question is to you. I got one more thing to go there. My question is to you. What else do you guys think Baltimore wants in a quarterback? What is the difference between Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts? Somebody said, well, you took him to the Super Bowl. What's the difference? Y'all do know before when Lamar Jackson got hurt, Lamar Jackson was the MVP candidate. He was leading Jalen Hurts an MVP candidate. Y'all do know that, right? He was on his way to a second MVP. He had help. Jalen Hurts had help. That's why Lamar Jackson was leading Jalen Hurts before Lamar Jackson got hurt. Because Jalen Hurts has help. Lamar Jackson was doing that thing out there pro bono. He's doing that thing, pro bono and by himself. You know what I'm saying? He's out there. He's out there playing for stop change. Lamar Jackson paid for before last year was like $1.3 billion contract. That's it. And let's be honest, man. They don't view Lamar Jackson as a they view Lamar Jackson as a quarterback they want for the future. They view Lamar Jackson as a long term solution. They view Lamar Jackson as someone that they really saw as a long term fit. To shoot, Shannon Sharp told you that on many occasions they didn't view Lamar Jackson like that. Yeah, I know Shannon Sharp got some inside pull with Ozzy now. Shannon Sharp been trying to tell y'all for a minute. They don't view Lamar like that. They don't view Lamar like that. You can tell. You know why? They haven't got him any weapons. They've shown it. They haven't got him any weapons. They haven't got him anyone to really solidify his passing game. The offensive linemen they got were built more for run than pass protection. And they running this boy on quarterback sneaks, quarterback options, draws. They running them any opportunity they get to get a first down. They put it in their hands and say, "Hey, go out there and take a beat." That's not how you do something that you cherish. You protect them at all costs. Y'all remember when Tampa Bay, when the Atlanta had to win, and the guy fell on top of Tom Brady, and they threw the flag, cost Atlanta the game. Really changed the Atlanta season. Let's be honest with that. I know y'all Falcons fans. I got some Falcons fans. Really changed the Falcons season. That one play. Just for that one play, it was because Tom Brady is valuable. You're not touching Tom Brady. Peyton Manning, you're not beating Peyton Manning. Michael Vick, oh man, beat that joker down. every time you go back to pass, the defensive tackle. I remember he said, man, they told us every time Michael Vick go back to pass, hit that joker. I don't care if you get that. We don't care if you get 15 yards. Hit him every time. Hit him every time you drop back. Hit him. They don't care about Lamar Jackson. If you cared about that man, you put a line about him to pass protect him. You be working on his passing game, and you get him some weapons. And let's get well. And I'm gonna move away because I want to talk about this Michael Todd in a second. But let's get away. Let's keep it run. Let's keep it honest. Everybody talking about they're trying to show that they love Lamar. They went and got him Odell Beckham. Really, really. Odell Beckham Jr. is a 2 at best. Ain't nobody rolling their coverage over to Odell after two Achilles injuries. We signed Odell Beckham Jr. We want to show Lamar that we are serious about keeping him. No, you're not. If you were serious about keeping him, you would have got the boy from Minnesota. You would have made that trade for him because he's in the last year of his contract. And you would have made an offer for him and made a play for him. If you're serious about keeping Lamar, you would deal like Philly and brought in the top wide receiver that's going to get him done. And he has a safety bank. Or you're right, Joski, or get a defense that's gonna help him win games. We went inside. We went and got Beckham. Odell Beckham Jr. So Lamar that we're serious about keeping him. Man, I'll be like, Lamar, that's what you got. He's over 30. You definitely need to give me 50. You definitely need to give me 300 million guaranteed now. If that's the best you got. I would pay $18 million for that. I'm actually happy with Jerry Jones for not doing that. 18 million? No more than 10. No more than 10. I ain't mad at Odell for getting it. Well, hey, brother, get your money, right? Get your money, right? But shoot, if I'm GM, no more than 10. Oh, we want not a penny over 10 million. We want 10 million, 10 million, $1. No, 10. Come on. Maybe 10, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. Not now. Now when I try to get D Hop, get somebody, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that's gonna go out there and get you some ball. Get that boy from the Bengals. So Shannon said there's no top receivers beating down the door to play with Lamar. Man, listen, money made the world go round. Y'all ain't heard? You know what I'm saying? I go down there and catch 50 balls if they're gonna pay me $25 million a year. They gonna pay money made the world go round. They ain't offering it. They ain't offering 18 million to OB. Come on, man. OBJ? Nah. 10. No more than 10. And that's really, really I want to go by 8. You know what I'm saying? I really want to go 8, but just to make him. And if this Madden no more than 10, you know what I'm saying? He's not giving no more than 10 million. You know, Madden. Okay, and this is King Jordan's Madden. King Jordan Madden. He's not getting more than 10. No more than 10. Not a penny more than 10. We're going to look elsewhere. I'm telling you, man. You got to make a trade for that. You're not gonna make a trade. You're gonna make a trade. And Shannon, I'm glad you're here. Shannon, I asked the question earlier. I said, how can you sit there and say protect your brand and not talk about imagery, image, how you're perceived, how you're perceived off the football field as well as on the football field, how you carry yourself off the football field as well as on the football field. See, y'all gotta understand. I found out something today. Jalen Hurts worked with Clutch. Clutch knows how to do business. I told y'all, Clutch came and LeBron got his man, and he got his boy. And his boy said, "You know what? I need to learn how to run a suit to get this business to run this thing the right way." Clutch knows how to run business. They know how to get it done. Lamar out here listening to his people talking about you ain't gotta change the way you look at your appearance and how you act to get that big deal. Clutch is like, hey man, listen, every time we see you, you're gonna be dead. You're gonna be damn dog. Every time I see you, you're gonna be suave. Even if you don't have a suit, you're still gonna be looking GQ. Man of the year, Ebony man of the year. Y'all know. Jalen just got what's it? Essence man of the year. You gonna look fantastic every time we see you. They say they don't pay you for how you. They definitely pay you for how you look, bro. They definitely do. Image is everything. Image is everything. We're talking about marketing and marketability and being a marketable player or marketable asset. It's about how you look, about how you carry yourself. When you want promotions, you want to get promos, you have to carry yourself a certain way. You want to get top billing, you have to carry yourself well. Along with going out there in the field and performing, you have to carry yourself a certain way. So many cats that go out there and perform, but they won't get the contracts. Y'all know who else is going to be a big contract player coming up? Number 11 for heaven, Michael Parsons. You know why he's clean cut? When you see him, he dresses, he wears a nice suit. He looks nice. He carries the part. He says the right thing. And he got a lot of edge to him. I see, that's somebody that I consider unapologetically black. Speaks his mind, says some things. You know what I'm saying? Have to come back and say, I'm sorry, because he really spoke out. He said some things that he really believe and how he really feel and stuff like that. He don't really bite his tongue. But when you see him, he dress it. He look it. He look. Yo, I'm that guy. He exudes confidence. You know, he exudes confidence. Uh, he said, I look like I've never played football before. All right, Shannon. All right, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you, Shannon. Hey, Shannon, if you want to come on, you can. Let me tell you a story. Savannah State. You know how I got to Savannah State? I got to Savannah State like this. When I went, I had talked to Coach Clark. Coach Clark was the person that recruited me at Savannah State. I played for Savannah State University. And after my football coach, I was being recruited by other colleges. And me and my football coach had a disagreement when the coaches were racist. And I pretty much, really, I did. I kind of quit the team because he was being racist. And I was disrespectful back to him. And my father, that's why it's important to have one. My father came and said, "Boy, you going back on that field?" And he said, "What's your goal?" I said, "I want to go play college ball. I want to play for Eddie Robinson." He said, "What you want to do?" I said, "I want to go play college football." He said, "You want to play college football?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Then you need to get back on that team." I said, "I can walk on." He said, No, go back. I said, "Okay." He said, "What makes you think you're special?" He said, "Black men for years had to deal with racism. King, what makes you think you're special?" What makes you think out of 400 years of being ostracized, discriminated against, and put down, what makes you think that you're special? And you're not gonna have to go through anything to get to your goal. I bowled up, I was mad, but I listened. I went back. The coach moved me from um, uh, coach moved me from offense to defense. I mean, from defense to offense. I went to O line. I hated it. I hate playing O line. Then something happened. Weird happened. I started liking it because I could like I could take. I kind of. I'm a petty guy. I kind of could be petty on offense. Like if you do something, I see something, I could catch you slipping. So I kind of like you don't know what I'm gonna hit you. I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. So me and my guard, me and the guard, we had a running back. Our running back went from a check. He went from having like halfway through the season, he had 499. They moved me over to offense, the offensive tackle. They had me behind this other guy who wasn't quite as good, but he put out more effort. Right? He wasn't better than me, but he put out more effort than me. But he was injury prone. It's kind of like 80. It's kind of like 80. He was injury prone, right? So he ends up getting hurt, tearing. He tore like his fibula or something like that. So I got put back in the starting lineup. And we went from being like one of the bottom teams in the region to winning our last 4 games, and our running back ended up with 1,200 yards. And me and I was telling one of my players today, I was telling them this story today, and I'll talk about why I'm telling the story because this has to do with next level. Next level, y'all keep doing what y'all doing for them boys. Don't y'all stop. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who speaks against it in the community. Man, do not listen to these haters. At the next level, I'm going to make a whole video just off next level. Next level, y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing for those college, those high school kids, those middle school kids, those high school kids. Y'all keep doing next level. Keep doing what you're doing. I support you. Matter of fact, I'm sending. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna send y'all some money. Might not be much, but I'm sending you next level. I'm sending y'all some money because I want you guys to keep doing what y'all doing. Don't stop. Right. So, and I'm gonna make another video because I need more eyes on me when I say that. I need a whole more eyes on me when I say next level. Don't stop what you're doing. But Coach Clark kept recruiting me. When I went into recruitment, it was a whole. We had a big recruitment. Shannon, you know that. My first year, we had about a 50 class recruitment, 50 player recruitment that year. And for some reason, Coach Clark came recruit me. All the other coaches stopped. We wonder why the other coaches stopped. That's another story. But anyway, when I got to Savannah State, I had my recruitment trip. I went to Savannah State, and Clark picked me up. He looked at me, and I wore a button up, wore some nice creased jeans. And, I looked like something. I looked like I came in business. And I said, okay, because my coaches and some of the racism that happened in my coaching department, now they tried to kill my recruitment. I said, can't play around with this. I got to be serious. Can't play around. I got to come in. I got to mean business. So I dressed the part. I wore every day. I wore button ups. I think I was the only brother on the beach with a button up on. I wore button ups every day. You know what I'm saying? Not this type button up, but the button ups that you wear tie with every day. I had slacks button up. When I had jeans button up, nice shoes, everything. Always made sure I was neat. To Kelly, Coach Clark put me in the truck and said, Katie Jordan. He said, man, I like the way you carry yourself. What you want from us? I said, what? He said, what you want? What do we need to get you at Savannah State University? I said, Coach, I said, all I want is a 4-year ride. That's it. Everybody else is asking to get their mama right, get their mama house, get their mama car, get them some money on the side. I was hearing them. I was listening to the conversation. I'm keeping it focused. This is a real story, true story. He said, because you look like you mean business. I look good too. I did. I look good. I look like I could play. Boy, I got that first year and got my tail handed to me my first year at Savannah State University. But by the end of the year, Lord started changing some things around. But he said, I looked. And with the look came what? The presentation, the image. I said, I look like a tiger. Sent me the scholarship I signed. Out of all other schools scared away from itself. I had at the end, I had a couple more jump back on the bandwagon and sign me. But I stayed with Savannah State because they stayed with me. but it's about how I presented myself, my image, my image. That's how I got a scholarship to play. So you know, what I'm telling my young guys, it's your image. My guys who are watching, the ones who are catching in the replay, how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you treat people. It's sometimes I feel like cussing y'all out. He just say they just get. It's a couple of things. Listen, man, it's a couple of things that it's a couple of them always say I need it. Okay, it's a couple of things that um I wish I could do different. It's a couple of times online. Y'all don't think it's a couple times online when I cuss a couple of cats out to be talking? Yeah, y'all don't think it's online? I be wanting to pop off. I got an image. I got an image. My image. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about something. I can't talk about it. I gotta talk about. I want to talk about something. I can't. Listen. It's the things I want to talk about online that I really want to say, but because you know what I'm saying, it'll make. I don't say some stuff about some people because it'll make their image look bad. And I know, I got my visibility is starting to grow. I got to keep working to get the algorithm to kick up. But my visibility on Facebook is starting to grow. Twitter is going to pick up. YouTube, now I'm going live on YouTube and giving them this content. I wasn't giving YouTube this content. I wasn't giving Twitter this content. I was only giving them Facebook. And then I found out something. We'll talk about that in another video. But I found out something. Sometimes you got to go outside people who know you. Image is everything. Boy, I don't want no more time. 15 minutes. All right, I'm trying to get it down to like 30 minutes to an hour, y'all, so it won't be so long. Thank y'all for joining me, man. We didn't even get to the Michael Todd. Michael Todd thing. Hey, yeah, I will say this. We'll do another video about Michael Todd. Michael Todd is out. The ransom is out. And your boy was right again. I tried to tell y'all. And this is another thing about the image with the church. I will do this real quick. The image with the church, y'all have to understand something. And I touched on this last time in the Michael Todd situation about this. And I saw this. I saw somebody had did this AI art about this. The Devil's Playground, and they had all these roller coasters, and it was red and black, and it was light of light and smoke, and all this other stuff was going on. And you know, people was like, "Oh, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Hold on, I'm not going there. Smoke, red, black, the devil, monsters. That's Satan. That's the devil. Oh God, no." Beyonce, that's the devil. All right, like all that. Right? Oh God, they got on black. That's the devil. Oh, red horns, tail, pitchfork, the devil. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, okay, cool, I got it. And then I see the Michael Todd thing, and everybody's talking about the Michael Todd with the lights and the cameras and the stuff and the action and stuff like that, and all that stuff was going on, and people had said it was demonic. And I was listening to this young lady; she's a young saint, which I appreciate her gown, and I appreciate her excitement. She reminded me a lot of how I was at that age when I was in Christianity and stuff like that. And I was just brash, a little dumb and ignorant, but hey, I was brash, and I wasn't scared. And I loved the fact that she wasn't scared. She went on Michael Todd and talked about how the red lights and the production and everything said demonic, said devil. Everything said devil, right? And I remember the scripture. This was today. And I was listening to her talk. And I listened to how many people talked about how the imagery. However, I was talking about the imagery, and I can't even say imagery. The images looked demonic. Oh my God, it's red. It's smoke. That's hell. It's red. It's smoke. It's the devil. And I kept talking about it, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Scripture says that the enemy transforms himself to what? Anybody know? Anybody know? Anybody know? Anybody know? The enemy transforms himself into what? Anybody know the scripture? Anybody know the scripture in the comments? The enemy transforms himself into what? An angel of light. I was like, oh. So the enemy transforms himself into an angel of light. Jesus said that I have to return because if I don't return, the very elect will be what? Food. The very elect will be lost. But we have already said, oh, those dark lights, those red lights, that's the devil. The devil. Oh, demonic. They got red lights in their video. That's the devil. even the demonic people are saying, are the demonic says, hey, we're gonna represent Satan. Let's put some black and red on. Like that's the official colors of the devil, black and red. Black and red, the devil. And I'm looking at y'all like, yeah, he's already transformed from that. He's an angel of light. He's already changed from that. He's the angel of light. He's masquerading as the good. He's masquerading as the light. Y'all don't listen to Jay-Z? Lucifer, son of the morning. The enemy is going to be cast into outer darkness, into the pits of hell. But right now, he's masquerading as an angel of light. Image. What image do you say? Are we prejudging based upon appearance, or are we judging righteously, like Jesus said in St. John 7:24? Judge not based upon appearance, but judge with righteous judgment. Now, all y'all talked about all y'all talk about Michael Todd and all the imagery and the Beyonce, and then not one of y'all talk about them the female braids and how feminine Michael Todd look. Y'all will be ashamed of yourselves. Yeah, now that's what I'm really mad at Michael Todd by having them little ponytails, whatever them things are, them little ponytails coming down like this. I'm like, Michael Todd, what are you doing? Oh my God. Hey, none of y'all said nothing about the ponytails and the outfit he had on. You know what I'm saying? I see. Oh, God. All that stuff about Michael Todd. Now, what are y'all talking about? The fact that Michael Todd looked like a little girl right there on the stage talking about Jesus. Y'all saying nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't heard no one person. Hey man, y'all ain't seen the ponytails? Like, what the problem was, Michael Todd? What was that about? What was that about? You know what I'm saying? Tell me, Mike, what was that about? But other than that, I told y'all, I said they was gonna do the demonic things to represent the world, and they did. And the songs that represent Christ, guess what they were? They were Christian songs. But because we were ready to say, oh, red lights, smoke, red light special. That's the devil. That's the devil. Yo, everything is the devil. Some of the decisions that we making is crazy. Hey, I love you guys, man. Y'all be good. Oh man, a bit too early. I got one more. I got 43 seconds, and we're doing 1 hour 25 minutes. All right, yo, hey, I appreciate you guys. I thank you guys for listening. Those who stuck with me through the whole thing. I probably just my wife watching right now, and I love you, baby, for watching. To everybody else that's watching, man, I appreciate you guys for taking time to watch this with me. If you don't catch it, catch it on the replay. It'll be available. Man, I love you guys. Man, listen, we gotta stop being so sensitive. Love each other, care for each other, how we carry each other, how we treat each other. All these things play a part in our brand and our image. Y'all be good. King Joe, peace.